Hello and welcome to On the Food Scene with Steve. I'm at the Karol Hotel in beautiful St. Petersburg, Clearwater Beach, Florida. And that's Karol with a K. And with me is Chef Thomas, who is the executive chef here. And the other day for breakfast I had a beautiful, beautiful and delicious and wonderful avocado toast. But no avocado toast that I've ever had is like Chef Thomas's. So Chef Thomas is going to share his recipe. And thanks for sharing your secret here.
Absolutely, absolutely, glad to. You know, avocado toast is something that's become a standard breakfast for so many restaurants and even households. We like to elevate ours as much as possible. So we do a couple techniques, a couple unique things with ours that most people don't or don't know about. First, starting off, we sous vide our poached eggs. We pre-sous vide them to a nice soft boiled egg. So then when you drop it, you get more of a consistent, it keeps the shape of the egg. It just adds a little bit of extra to the appearance of it. And it gives you a perfect poached egg every time. So right here I have our sous vide going, which this is a commercial polyscience sous vide. They sell them for households nowadays for, you can get them under $100. They're amazing machines. They're immersion circulators that cook items at a consistent temperature. So whereas when you put something on the stove, you don't want to walk away from it because that flame can hurt or help anything. This, you can just set it and forget it, and it makes cooking so easy. So I just have a couple of raw eggs here. We're just going to drop them in our water bath here at 145 degrees. I have this set at for exactly 1 hour. And then when they come out, we're just going to ice bath them to rapidly bring that temperature down and stop the cooking process. We're going to get our avocado toast started. I like to use 2 pieces of bread, and I actually make a cream cheese grilled cheese sandwich, and then we build our avocado toast on top of that. So I have a couple pieces of sourdough bread here, super rustic sourdough. As you can see, it's nice, it's airy. The crust is very hard on it, so it adds just that texture element to where you normally have soft avocado on bread. So using a good quality bread is really key for my avocado toast to get that textural experience with it.
And by using that kind of a bread, it also doesn't soak the avocado into it. Absolutely,
it's not going to get soggy or runny. And especially putting a poached egg onto it, I need a bread that's going to have some integrity and hold up, that's not going to become super soggy. So we're just going to take our bread here, smear some cream cheese on it. We're just going to build it like a grilled cheese sandwich. And we're going to go over here and put some butter in a pan and start grilling our bread. Key about sauteing anything is you want to make sure that pan is good and hot before you put anything into it. So after you add your butter, or if you're using oil, you always want to let that temperature come up some before you drop your whatever ingredient it is that you're putting into the pan. Now that your pan's good and hot, you start toasting your bread.
And you're going to eventually flip that over to the other side?
Yeah, we're going to eventually flip it over. We'll get the other side of it, and then we actually, because it's a grilled cheese and because we use such a thicker, better quality bread, I like popping it in the oven for just a minute or 2 at the end to make sure that cheese is fully melted, because it doesn't get, you're going to overcook your bread if you wait as long. And it's a trick that a lot of people at home can use as well. If they're making a grilled cheese and they wonder why the cheese is still cold in the middle, pop it in the oven for a couple minutes before you put that sandwich together, and you'll have a nice melty grilled cheese.
Great hint.
So next, we're gonna make, I like to add pickled onions to the avocado toast, and I also like to add some tomato relish to it. Get some acidity, some sweetness. You can buy pickled onions in the store, or you can make them at home. My recipe is very simple. It's equal parts vinegar to equal parts sugar. So for a home cook, if you just want to use half a cup of sugar and half a cup of red wine vinegar, julienne 1 onion, and just bring that liquid together to a boil and pour it right over your raw onion, and then let it sit and refrigerate to coldness, and you'll have beautiful, quick pickled red onions.
Do you use a red onion or a regular just yellow or white?
I use red onion for mine. I like using red. They're a little bit sweeter, and because I do a sweet pickle to my onions, it just helps out the process. So then we're also going to make that tomato relish that I was talking about. So here I have some beautiful heirloom cherry tomatoes that I've quartered. So we're just going to add those. Tomatoes love salt, so I always like to be generous with salt and tomatoes. So we're going to put a good amount of salt on it.
Are you using kosher salt?
Yes, kosher salt. Kosher salt, coarser grind kosher salt. We're going to add a little bit of red wine vinegar to it. A little bit I've got in here, I've got just a couple cloves of chopped garlic and some fresh herbs that I chopped. And then lastly, just a little bit of good olive oil. When you do the vinegar and oil to this, it's almost like you're making a vinaigrette. You want to do about 3 parts olive oil to 1 part vinegar. So then we're going to mix that together.
Now, when you said you use herbs, are they just any combination
you
want?
You can do any combination that you want. Whatever avocado is such a unique ingredient. It's naturally fatty. It takes to a lot of things very well. So I've done versions of this relish with tarragon before. I've done a spicy version where I've added a little cayenne and crushed red pepper to it. You can really make it your own and make it whatever you want it to be. So now that our relish is ready, we're going to go flip our grilled cheese. Our grilled cheese is getting good and toasted. So now, like I said, we're gonna pop it into the oven just to finish, just to make sure that cheese gets good and melted in the center of it.
I tell you, the home cooks have to realize that's why I use a stainless steel, not one that has a plastic or other material that melts the oven.
Yes, to me, a good saute pan is the cheapest looking one because it doesn't have the fancy silicone handles or anything like that. You can use it way more in your cooking process.
Much more flexible.
Yes, it's very flexible. So now that our grilled cheese is in the oven, let's work on our poached eggs. So we had our eggs sous vide. Like I said, we chill them. I got a couple that I've pre-done already here for us. So let's grab one of these. We'll go over to our water. Now when you poach an egg, you want your water at a perfect simmer. You don't want it boiling, you don't want it not boiling. You do want some action in that water. I like to add a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of white vinegar to my poaching liquid. Just about a teaspoon, that's all you need. It just helps, the cooking process with the egg, it helps keep the egg white solidified and not disperse when you drop your egg in the water. So we have our water at a nice simmer. We're going to crack our sous vide poached egg into it. And the nice thing about sous vide in the egg, it's already pre-cooked. So whereas you have to really pay attention and watch a raw poached egg, this is going to cook in about 60 seconds. You don't have to sit there and watch and flip it and turn it and try to build that shape, because your shape's already been formed by sous vide. So while that's cooking, we grab our grilled cheese. Get that onto the plate ready. And we'll start building our avocado toast. So right here I have some mashed avocado. We basically just take some avocado. You want to add some acidity to it, whether it be lemon juice or lime juice. It's going to help build the life of that avocado because you cut open an avocado, you use half of it and you leave it sit out or you put it back in your fridge. You come back to it 30 minutes later, it's turning brown. So the acidity helps keep that nice freshness of your avocado. So we're gonna take the avocado and just kind of spread it all over the toast. And like I said about elevating this dish from just the normal, so I season the avocado with everything bagel spice. So it's actually very simple to make at home if you can't find it in your grocery stores, but I know a lot of grocery stores are selling it nowadays. My recipe is just the kosher salt, some sesame seeds, poppy seeds, and some garlic and onion. Dehydrated garlic and onion, which all of those ingredients are readily available in grocery stores. So after we season our avocado with the bagel spice, we're going to take some of that tomato relish, just kind of let it fall onto it wherever it wants to land there. And we're going to take our pickled onions and do the exact same thing. Now that that's ready, we're going to grab our poached egg, which should be done. There it is, it's perfect, it's ready. As you can see, it almost looks like you have a hard-boiled egg on it because that sous vide, it helps it hold that shape. So we're going to drop our egg right in the middle of it. And then lastly, we're just going to grab some microgreens. This is micro celery that I'm using. I really enjoy using micro celery because it gives a nice bright freshness. That's our avocado toast.
Beautiful. That is some work of art, Chef. That's the camera a little better, so we can tempt those folks out there to want to come and try your wonderful cuisine. And speaking of the cuisine, Chef, tell us about the different venues here at the Karol Hotel for dining.
We're very fortunate that we have 3 venues in our hotel. So it gives us the opportunity to offer 3 different experiences to our guests coming. We have a rooftop bar which overlooks the bay. You can see downtown Tampa Bay from it when the weather's clear and permitting. So it's a great place to get your night started. Have a cocktail, have a glass of wine up there. We are doing very beautiful tapas style shared plates that that you're not going to get anywhere else in our other outlets. And then you have the option to come downstairs, and we offer 2 venues downstairs. We have our lounge, which is very speakeasy, prohibition-style cocktail lounge, that we're offering some nice dishes in there, full menu with appetizers, salads, entrees, or you can get the more upscale dining experience in our bistro, which our bistro's concept is an Italian seafood house. We're right here on the bay of the Gulf Coast, and we have the availability to get so much fresh, good quality seafood that you don't get everywhere else around the country. So we really wanted to take advantage of that. So you have multiple venues, multiple experiences that you can get all over our hotel.
And the hotel's name has an interesting story to it, Karol with a K. Tell us a bit about who Karol is.
Karol. So our owners are Fred and Karol Buller. The hotel was named after Karol. So they've owned a restaurant in the area. It's a steakhouse, and they've owned that for 20 years. And Fred one day said, "You know what, honey, I'm going to buy you a hotel. That's going to be our next venture." So they bought this, they've renovated, and now we are under the Marriott flag with Mansell Hotels and Lodging, and we're a boutique Marriott.
For those folks that want more information about the hotel, what is their website?
The hotel's website is thekarolhotel.com. And like Steve said, it's Karol with a K, so K-A-R-O-L.
I want to thank you for sharing this recipe. His food is spectacular. I've enjoyed every meal, and he's unveiling the new menu very shortly. On the Food Scene with Steve, I'm here at the Karol Hotel in Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Florida with Chef Thomas. Bon appetit.